Good evening, everybody. This is the first online event for WICCI, Bangladesh, and India. And now we have upgraded to the SAARC India Business Council. So this is the first event, and I have got a host of ladies today for this Women's Day a special edition. Welcome every one of you, and I'm so pleased and happy to see all of you. Happy Women's Day to all who are watching us also. And we shall move right away into the topic for today. This year, the theme has been selected as Accelerate Action. Accelerate action for what? To break barriers and advance gender equality. So women have broken barriers and we are already fighting for gender equality. We have achieved equality in many aspects, but I think it's not true for each and every one, or it's not true for each and every corner of the world. But whatever we have achieved, we are happy and proud that we have done it. And let us all join in together and join hands and take a pledge today on this very special day. And we're going to help each and every other woman, of the other sister who is there, to join hands with us and rise all together, because together, if we join hands, I'm sure we can break all barriers, and there will be this gender equality which we hope to see very soon in the near future. But someone was telling me yesterday that it's going to happen only by 2158. Well, that is a long time to come, but let's hope that it happens within our lifetime. If not, we are always going to fight for it and we will achieve it. But that's what we believe in, because hope only makes us grow. Hope only makes us move forward in life. So today we have two special ladies with us, Sumana Mukherjee and Indrani Chakraborty. Well, both of them have broken barriers in their own way. And if I try and introduce both of them, then let me first introduce Indrani. Indrani is a marketing professional, and she has worked with an MNC for 12 years in various parts of India. And she has moved to another interesting aspect, which is what attracted me. And I wanted to hear from her today on this very special day. And we have also with us Sumana Mukherjee. I met her by chance. And then talking to her and watching her on the social media, I realized she's got a very interesting project with her. And she has got this sustainable fashion magazine where she deals with all these handlooms and handmade fashion industries, the women who are into this fashion building. And she's got an interesting tale about that also. She has toured the world with her family, and it is she and her mother, their child is this magazine which she runs, and this is a wonderful initiative. But Sumana has got another side to her. So both these two ladies have got two different sides to them. So I would leave it to Sumana to introduce her other side first. And then Indrani, of course, you will tell us about your wonderful project you're working on. So it's over to Sumana first.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for this lovely introduction. And I'd like to say that the other side is interesting to everyone. It is space. And I am a trained aerospace engineer, and I used to work on very interesting space projects that included lunar habitats. And I worked on a project where we used to build autonomous navigation system for rovers on the moon that are being implemented right now. So yes, majority of my background is from space, which is what connected me to sustainable fashion, which we'll talk about later. Thank you. Thank you so much for having me here today.
And over to Indrani now. Would you like to?
Hi.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to meet all of you. And, I would be letting my heart out today. It's always great to get an opportunity to speak your heart. And yes, I have been in the marketing profession for last 12 years, but I left when I conceived. So I left, and there was already another baby project was going on. So I jumped into that. And yes, Svanir is the project that we work on. And it started in 2018. We started our small Miraki, me and my husband, that is Svanir. It is a homestay, which is in a quieter part of Bhubaneswar, but it is an all women-led homestay where all the people who work with us, they come from the village that we share our address with. And along with that, we have recently started another project, which I'll talk about, of course, later on in details. That is Swanir Experiences, where we are creating this immersive experience itineraries, where we can put the mainstream tick box itineraries and the village experiences all together, so that whoever is coming to a destination like Orissa can have a feel of the genuine feel of the village warmth, the craft, art, culture, and also the touristy destination.
Before I move on to the second question, could you just explain the meaning of the word Swanir? We were trying to guess before.
Yes, it's a Sanskrit word, and Swa means our,
Mhm.
and Nir means nest. So it's our nest.
Oh, great, great. We were almost very near, Shumana. We were trying to guess the meaning. Well, now I would just like to, since our topic was and is breaking barriers, so it is for the two of you to tell us today, how do you think you have broken barriers, or you think you haven't, or how would you, encourage others to break the barriers, because it is very important. You accept it or not, but when you are born as a woman, there are barriers and shackles created for you by the society, or by the principles laid down by the elders, or by the predominantly male society. So how do you think you have broken barriers? But I think personally you have. So let me hear it from both of you.
Um, you want to go first?
Indrani, please let us hear you first. Thank you.
Okay. So basically, when we thought of creating Swanee, it was just the decision was taken over a phone call. And I must say that I have been very lucky that I have got very supportive in-laws who never doubted our decisions. And they said that, okay, if you want to come back from your corporate job, you come here and we'll do something about it. So there is where we realize that it's very important for your family to be in sync with your dreams, so that you can pursue them. That was the first hurdle we thought we would have, had to face it. But by God's grace, no, that wasn't the hurdle. That was like a, backup system for us, because our in-laws and our parents all came together and helped us. And when we came here, we thought it would be just about Swanir and, giving the empowerment to the local village women, and, employing them, teaching them with the hospitality stuff and everything. It started like this. But when we started, catering to guests, and guests started asking us questions about the culture, the heritage, the craft and art, in our off-shoulder seasons, we started doing extensive research on various parts of Orissa. And there is where both of us, we came to understand that Orissa is a treasure trove of art and craft and culture. And there are villages where all the women artisans are actually, they're very good. They're worth their salt. They're actually doing a great work. They're like very much involved with all their hard hurdles. They are creating the craft, but the only thing that is happening is the craft is being made and it is handed to the middleman, and it is going somewhere else. And these women artisans are not getting any kind of recognition. Although I must say, if we talk about gender equality, we have seen few good men who has been supporting such villages to uplift them. But honestly speaking, when we see them, when we talk to them, we see that everything is fine. They're getting orders, they're getting a good amount of money and everything, but the recognition part is still to, they still need that. So there is where we started Swanir Experiences. We started working with an NGO, and we with the help of an NGO, we started visiting these villages. And then with extensive research and everything, we started identifying that what is the exact need of one craft village. What is this that they need to, expand their business, give their orders on time, have a better business. So there where we came across a lot of hurdles and difficulties that these women are facing. Like I remember going to a village cluster where there is a workshop where the women do the craft. They do this jute craft, and their problem was they have a workshop but they did not have any toilet. So from 3 o'clock, they said that they really want to come to the workshop to work, because it's very difficult for a housewife to continuously work inside her home and, being asked for something or something from her family, from elders, from son, from child. So it's lots of hurdles, lots of difficulties to complete the work. So they have got a workshop where they happily come. There are 70 odd women who come and works there. They come there, they sit together from 12:30 till 4 o'clock, but they don't drink water because there is no toilet.
Mhm.
So we felt so bad, and we asked them what can we do to help that cluster. And the amount was very minimal, so it was manageable for us. And we went back and we talked, and we shared with our fraternity, and there were good people, good ladies who came forward, and they helped us with the donation, and we put some money together and we give it to that cluster, and they made their toilet. So these are small things that we saw. So this is how we realized that there is something need to be done. People need to know about this women who are actually doing the work, rather than the most touristy villages, craft villages that are known. And also, how can we be of help? How can I be of help to them, so that they get a medium to showcase themselves to the world? So there is where I started writing about them in social media, in LinkedIn, everywhere, every possible place I could. And from there, we get a lot of encouragement, lot of help. And many people suggested us, why don't you create an immersive itinerary on that and put it in the tourist map, so that in the long run, it is going to help them in many ways. And also, it will give a very, very beautiful experience to the people coming to your state. And there is where I actually faced a little bit, and still facing a little bit of hurdle. That is, I just, can you give me 1 second? I have to switch on the battery.
Yeah, sure.
Yes, sorry.
Mhm.
So that is where I am facing a little bit of hurdle, because this tourist and the tourism industry is a man-dominating industry, and there are certain ways of doing the itineraries and the work here, where people are doing it for wages. So it was very difficult for me to fit in there
Mhm.
and convince people that this is the way we can do it. And I'm still fighting. There are a few good, responsibly sustainable tourist like travel companies who came forward and helped me. And surprisingly, they were almost all women led companies. They came forward and they started helping me out. They started spreading the word, and we started taking the itineraries to the world. And uh, by God's grace, this year we have taken 6 groups to such villages in this last season, and many few individuals also we could pull and show them those craft villages. But yes, we had to face a lot of difficulties, because it is an out of the box idea, and putting it into your mainstream itinerary and in your head, and like the travel thing, and the drivers getting, like, they have to agree to go to those places, of course. So lot many things happened, and somehow we are managing, and we're still hopeful that it's going to be, it's going to thrive like anything in due course.
It definitely will. We are all there with you, and I'm sure God is there with you, because if you will it, it always happens. That's how the saying goes. Thank you so much. It's been quite an insightful story. And yes, that's how it goes. You've broken the barriers so many times. Uh, and Shumona, now we've been waiting for you all the while. So now can we have your part of the story? Interesting, your online venture, and also in your career, in your chosen career, how you have broken the barriers.
Yes, sure. Thank you. And it was lovely listening to you, Indrani. I started off in the field of engineering, in the field of aerospace engineering. And I'd first talk about the online venture because it's in fashion, which fortunately has a lot of women working. And aerospace is the exact opposite of that. And when I say exact, I mean it, because when I started college, aerospace engineering class had 45 students with 9 girls. And I thought this is the biggest problem. Then I went on to masters at one of the topmost institutes in the world. We had 9 girls in 120 student class. Yes, it was specifically about space. And then but that at that time, I think when you study, fortunately, at least in some sections of the society anywhere in the world, it's still possible to study such a highly technical field as a woman. The issue is when you start working, that's a whole different, the entry barrier is not in education. I think entry barrier is in workplace, because I received a scholarship when I was studying at TU Delft. It was from the International Aviation Women's Association in the US. And that helped me connect with a network of women from all over the world in the field of aviation and space. And that's why every time someone says, well, you come from a country like India where women involvement is an issue, and I say that it's not, because honestly, it's a global issue. Everywhere, women in the field of aviation has to cross some significant barriers. And I really started realizing it in the past 3-4 years, because my first few jobs were in research organizations where the environment was a little different. Although I did work on a team for the lunar rover navigation, the entire technical team was all men except me, because the women were in project management, business development, other sorts of fields, not a single other woman on our technical team. But there has been no such, we had people on that team from every part of the world, from Europe, US, India, Bangladesh, but there was no such discrimination. And so that's why I'm saying the entry barrier is not really the problem. Problem happened when I moved on from being a fresher to having some sort of experience, 2-3 years, 4 years of experience. And that's when I realized, okay, why do women drop out from such fields? We have so many female students. There's a concept, at least in the Indian society, if you're a good student, you go to study science. You study science and you either become a doctor or an engineer. And there are companies who hire, I've seen placements in universities. They don't see a man and a woman as different candidates. They hire anyone and everyone if you're good. But then 2-3 years later, that's when the number drops, especially in such a high-tech industry like space. And when I started facing it personally, I also interact with a lot of other women, the very few women that we have in the industry. Yesterday, I saw one well-known startup. It's a global startup building beautiful satellites. And they said 29% of our employees are women. And that is the double of the average in the space sector. And then I looked into the roles of the women in the company, and it's the same. Women are in other roles, non-technical roles. And if you look at some of the very successful space companies in the world too, women have started on as engineers, They were offered roles in operations, and they moved because that was their way of keeping their jobs in a space company. All good when you read about it, not so good when you face it. But sorry, but the question is, I'm too young to have broken any barriers yet. But I think what I would like to ask is, what do you tell a community of professionals? And gender-based issues are there in every single industry. But what do you tell a community of people who have literally touched the stars almost with no women? What do you tell them? Space industry is very hard. They have some significant hurdles. First is they have technical challenges. It's a private or a government agency, doesn't matter. There are funding issues. There are regulatory, compliance, international cooperation issues. So they don't want another issue on top of that. And what was very surprising was 1.5 years ago, I remember there was this whole discussion in India that we have so many women engineers. India has a very high population of women engineers. And what happened? Why does the space industry and the astronauts, there's no representation, almost no representation. And for the astronauts, it's a different reason, but everyone else justified it, including, I remember, a very senior lady who has been very successful in the space industry. She said, why are we even talking about this? The space is about taking us to the stars. This is not about, and I quote, this is not about giving opportunity to any gender. So I don't know. Luckily, for the fashion space, my mother and I run this magazine, and our main idea is to highlight sustainable fashion brands, which plenty of them in India. And I think a few of them are definitely worth mentioning. Like we featured a brand from Odisha, WICCI Designs. They work with women in the Ikat villages. And they are talking about reviving the culture of the craft and a reverse migration of weaver families who have gone on to other industries to sustain themselves because they kind of thought the dignity of the craft was lost. And they have been receiving presidential awards for their work. There have been other brands like Sabrangi Bihar they have been working with women in Bihar, and they have redefined the model of how a woman can take care of both their families and work at a company, and they've made a beautiful balance out of it. There's also another brand called House of Hindi that we have featured, and they have been working with the Gatti tribe of Himachal Pradesh to work on tweeds. The tweeds is a very Scottish thing, and the founder, Anhat, she's trying to bring that to India. So this is where I see a lot of barriers have already been broken. Now people are uplifting women. There's empowerment is happening, whereas the other industry that I come from, the conversation hasn't even started. So that's what I wanted to share with you today.
Yeah, it's been great listening to you, Sumana. So you're actually trying to balance two ends of a pole kind of thing. One part, you said the barriers have been broken, and it's now only a point of time when you can really uplift them and say, okay, we've done our bit there. But the other part of the pole is where it hasn't started. The barriers even haven't been broken, right? So, well, that is again maybe a question of time. More and more women coming in there. And one day we will realize, or people will realize, the worth of a woman. Because, I mean, the brain does not make any difference, isn't it? Brain is the same, whether it's a man or a woman. I think the barrier is only created by us, the mind. It is there in the mind. It's all there in the mind, isn't it? I mean, that's what I've been telling. And there are so many people listening to us today, have joined us today too. So I'm sure they also will have a say in that. But what I want to say is the theme this year has been to accelerate. So whatever or wherever we are, we'll be trying to go faster, towards that direction. So in the point of that way, like moving forward in that path, what do you think we need to do so that that acceleration happens? Number one. And number two is, if we really are able to accelerate when we are trying to empower ourselves, or we need someone else's help also to in that path of moving forward in that acceleration. We'll take it first. Okay.
Yeah. Well, I feel it's in you
Mhm.
first. It's in you, because you have to be. It's too much to say like this, but you have to be like a water. You have to mold yourself in a way where any difficulties come, you have to find a solution for yourself. There is no one who is going to come and help you if you don't help yourself. If you don't uh, know your own worth, nobody is going to give you that worth. So it's first and foremost, it's you who has to take the stand. And I feel that every woman, if they need a gender equality, or if they need to accelerate in their fields, if they need somebody to talk at this point in their respective fields, it has to be the person who is talking about it. She has to do it first. When she does it, one by one, everyone will join. You have to initiate. That is what I feel. Everywhere. I have seen in my own case, I had to initiate. I had to start the conversations. I had to ask the questions. I was rejected many times in many places for asking questions regarding the policies of travel industries. And I was, because I'm new, I'm still learning from them. So many people just say that, don't say like that. You will fall into a bad position. Don't go into that space. But my question is, why not? Someone has to ask the question. So first and foremost, to start any revolution I have seen, first you have to ask the question. And why not?
Yeah, absolutely. You're so right and so correct there. It is. It has to start from you. I mean, you have to make the start, because nothing comes on a platter. That's what I believe too. At least for women, it's
No,
not easy.
no,
People
it's not.
do not always serve it to you on a platter. You have to go out, start it, and then yes, of course, you find people helping you out on the path,
Yeah, yeah,
because
yeah.
things have become easier now, and people are accepting the fact that women have a say. It's there, women are there, they have a say now, and they are important, and they have a role in everything in their life, in the lives of people in general, not only in their life, and they have come to make an impact now also. You, Shumana, what did you I would like to ask you a question, like, why did you choose that particular field, which is so new to women even now?
Space. I saw I wanted to be a singer, honestly, as a child. Every essay I wrote was about wanting to be a singer. But then one day I saw that I loved the space shuttle at that time, NASA space shuttle, because Kalpana Chawla, the first Indian origin female astronaut, she was taking the flight. And when I saw her shuttle just blow up and she's no longer there, and I was 9 and I watched it on TV, and it's like, no, 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 no singing happening. Now I'm going to build a safe space shuttle. That was literally, that became the tagline, and that's how it started. And fortunately, my parents, they have always supported me in this. It has not been easy, not just in just being a gender issue, but in general, accessibility to a career in space is still it's a difficult thing to go through. But I just followed that path through school, college. I looked for options. I did not look for any other option, honestly. But what you said about accelerating action, and I completely agree with Indrani on this, that you have to be the one, because things are changing. Sometimes a lot of young girls who have joined the space industry, they DM me saying that I can't talk about it publicly because it's a company policy, but I want to tell you that all this has been happening. And the only thing I tell them is, see, sometimes first though is not all men are bad. That's the first thing you
Yes.
need to get out of your head. There are plenty of men that are helping you, mentoring you through the path. So, and we are lucky to have started our career at a time when a lot of my generation people have become founders of companies who are I some of them have studied with, some of them have grown up with. So the gender inequality is so embedded in our society that sometimes they don't see that. So you need to tell them, go and try telling a guy who has been doing something unintentionally that, this is not right. You will see that people are changing, people are realizing that this is a problem. And I do have an anecdote to share, which, and right now I think it's pretty stupid, but I did it. There was this one job which was the main reason I decided to stay back in India. It's one of the finest Indian space companies. And I got this really nice technical position. And the interview process was not easy. It went on for months. And I just said, I'm not going to say anything because I want this job so bad. The last interview, the final one, when I'd already almost gotten the job, the person who was interviewing me, he suddenly said that, why don't you try other roles? I said, see, this is what I studied. How can I do something else? And he did not like the idea of me being in, it was a little senior position. And he openly told me that, he went to the extent of saying that you should join another profession. So that position was already gone. It's not like I could have prevented him from changing his mind in any way. So I said, okay, fine. But then I will definitely, whatever conversation we have had in this interview, I will bring this to the notice of others in your company. And I did mail the HR, the founder, know some people in the company. And the first thing they did was cancel my candidacy. Very right. But that was okay. That was anyway going to happen. And then it did not go well with other people. And the HR, PR, marketing team of that company are full of women. One of the employees in that company is a friend of mine, female friend of mine, who I referred to that company. And all of them kept quiet, only to reach out to me 2-3 weeks later saying that we have changed our interview process. We have made sure that these kind of gender-based discrimination do not happen. And I'm very happy to tell you that a few weeks ago, this company received a nationwide recognition for how they treat women at their workplace. So it was completely stupid of me because I'm no freedom fighter that has given this country independence. Of course, I'm laughing at the irony of this situation, but that company is a good place for women to work for. So I think the little things that each one of us can do to really accelerate this process. Yeah.
Yes.
Great.
So with
That
that,
was
I would like to share one of my experience, as Sumana has already said. So when we started Svanir, when there were many travel agents, local travel agents, who had no idea what a homestay is all about. They came to see our place. I remember a particular one where he came to, I'll not mention the names, where he came to my place. He sat in my dining room and he said that ये तो नहीं चलेगा, हम खराब बोल देंगे, ये नहीं चलेगा, आप आपका marketing right हमको दे दो. So it was like a shocker for me because I have left a corporate job to do something of my own. And now this fella is coming and asking me to give my blood and sweat to him, the marketing rights. I said, okay, fine. Agar nahi chalega, it's okay. It's my home. I will manage. I will do some odd work and I will make it happen. So he said, okay, fine. Then it's up to you. I'm giving you a guarantee that it will not work. But by God's grace, it worked.
great. So that's it. You hold on, you have the determination, and then of course you can one day finally break the barriers, right? So it was actually great listening to you. I have some interesting people in the panel, and I can see Dr. Shukamal Dev. Sir, can you hear me? I can see that sir has
Yes, 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 I can hear you.
Dr. Dev is a very interesting personality, actually, and I came to know him by chance when I visited Assam and attended one of these conferences. Sir can introduce himself, but sir, you've been listening to these two ladies. So, what is your views on what they've said? Because sir works with empowering women all over the country and also abroad.
I'm feeling excited listening to these wonderful ladies. And first of all, I would like to extend my heartfelt congratulations to the women empowerment movement that has been building up entire globe. And that is something unusual phenomenon. It was supposed to be started long back. For me, it's a journey of more than 30 years now, working with the tribal communities, especially of the northeastern region. And when I speak of the tribal communities and other, most of them are women. I work with the women artisans. I try to reach out to the last village of this great country so that I can meet my sister and mothers. I can understand them, I can document their things, and I want to become a voice of the voiceless mother and sisters of this great country. This is what I'm trying to do at this moment. I was in Government of India working as a head for the Northeastern region, doing women empowerment work through Ministry of MSME. Now I have joined a center, a university, Anand National University based in Ahmedabad, and I'm trying to promote a center of national importance, where my team of scholars will be doing the documentation and development of all the languishing crafts of the especially of the woman. That is what my job, and this job is very close to my heart. Today morning I was thinking that more than 200 million crafts people are there in India. I think practically it will be more than that. And out of this, 56.13% belong to the women. And they are doing the amazing work. But they are not getting that much of recognition. Celebration of the women entrepreneurship, celebration of the creative works of rural mother and sister in the last villages of this India. I was telling that Northeast region has 40,750 villages. I myself had walked down to more than 3,000 villages to understand them. And I have seen that India is a country where we are inheritor of a more than 1,000-year circular economy. And that circular economy is no one is driving else than the woman. How many of we know this? Our rural system, our rural civilization has such a huge inbuilt capacity that it can give a real direction to the inclusive integrated development. We are talking about the sustainability, but we actually the inheritor of a sustainable civilization. Maybe because of misinterpretation and not taking the things in the right direction, maybe we are getting deviated. But I believe that the rural crafts, the rural artisans, the creativity of women needs to be celebrated every day. And it is not that some woman has succeeded doing amazing work is something exceptional. I don't believe that it should be an exceptional. It should be a routine work. Like the male persons are succeeding, showing their brightness, it is the equal thing that women deserve. You have rightly spoken, the brain is same. Yes, very much. There cannot be any inferiority, but it was because of the male part of this civilization. Somehow they tried to dominate this. I think at the earliest, this shackles has to break down, and we need to understand that God has created us in a manner that there cannot be any kind of discrimination in between the man and woman. After all, they are the half of the sky. I believe them, and I'm grateful to Ma'am Sharmista for giving me opportunity to speak with you. This is a day of huge celebration. I remember my days in Northeast, how I used to plan the International Women's Day, bringing the rural women who never thought of to the limelight, postering their pictures, giving their pictures in the media, celebrating them, giving them some kind of certifications and gifts and all these things. And the moment you do these things, the amount of joy you receive and the amount of joy they receive is unexplainable. For some time you feel like that you are living in the heaven. So it's a great occasion. I look forward that women empowerment, and of course I'm grateful to your organization. In year 2022 you have given me the title of leader of the decade in women empowerment. And on June 2024, 30th June 2024, I was invited to Colombo, Sri Lanka, giving the global development hero, where the same thing was that I worked for the women empowerment. I believe that my mother has given me blessings, God has given me blessings to understand the heart, mind of the woman. They are the most wonderful creature on this earth. If if we are doing something great, it is only because of our mothers who have created us. With these things, once again, from the core of heart, I would love to salute each one of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Well, sir has really, spoken. I'm sort of spellbound for a moment. Yeah, sir has been walking with the women all around, and it's actually men like him who help women to move forward. If you get that kind of encouragement, then I'm sure each and every one of us would be able to, walk in front and empower ourselves before empowering others. You need to actually empower yourself, like you said that it comes from within you. That spirit, that fight has to first awaken in you. The fire has to be ignited in you, and then only maybe the fire spreads all around. But this time this fire does not burn anything, it includes everything within it, and we all rise up together in that, like that ether rising up, right? And enlighten everyone around us, because women have that habit. I don't think no woman wants to go forward alone. We have this inbuilt amongst us. We encompass everything, and then we love to move forward. One woman rising up, they say, you encourage one woman, you actually uplift the entire family, because no woman will rise on her own. She will carry her entire family with her, and then she'll move forward. That is the strength of a woman, and that is why I love being a woman. I'm sure all the women here love being a woman, because being a woman is something, is only sheer joy and nothing else. Forget about the fights you have to do every day, and forget about the buyers you face every day. But apart from that, maybe facing it also is a kind of joy, because you are fighting not only for yourself, fighting for everyone around you. Saying that, Sumana, could you like to add something else, or will I ask the panelists to speak a few lines?
I just would like to word a single sentence. I've forgotten to tell you.
Yes, sir.
The most rewarding part in my life is that when 26 girls, we say them women, but by their age, they're just girls. They were all the militants in different factions of the Assam, Northeast Assam. There were many factions of the militant. We reached out to the hiding camps, spoke with the girls. At the age of 20, 22, 23, they became mothers, because they were taken to the outfit group at the age of 16, 15, 14. And then somehow the counterpart militant, the male militant, even they became the mother. But very fortunate that that was the job we did in 2022, mainstreaming 26 girls from 6 militant outposts, providing them livelihood training, and then skill development training, and providing them the livelihood. That we have received an appreciation from the global platform, and that is most beloved work. This is very close to my heart, and I believe that in future we'll be getting the opportunities that any human being who is, because of any situation, is away from the mainstream, they are brought back to the mainstream. They become again human, And working with the small girls, age of 20, 22, 24 years, they were mainstream, brought back, they could understand. The first time when we interacted, met them, I found that they have totally forgotten what the mainstream civilization is. And then bringing them back, giving them a kind of new lease of life is a great experience. I'm feeling so happy that I'm sharing a few lines on this. Thank you very much. Thank you, actually. This was most rewarding work in my life, working with the militants, the tribal militants belonging to the different faction in Assam. And that was not long back. It was in 2022 we worked. The journalists from Delhi and other places, they reached out to meet those girls and do the documentation. There's something really glorifying. It gives so happiness in your mind. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for enlightening us about that part. And yeah, as I was telling before, I can see a few panelists with us. So would any of you like to add something? Nandini, would you like to read us one of your poems today, if you're still there? Nandini, can you hear me? Well,
Yeah,
Nandini,
I can hear you. I can hear you. Can you?
would you like to read us one of your poems? We have a poet with us. Nandini has just released her book of poems along with her co-author, Runa Srivastava.
Yeah.
Uh,
Okay, I'll read one of my poems. It was great hearing Sumana and Indrani. Yeah, am I right? Yes.
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 And it was great. And the way you all have broken your barriers, it's definitely that gives lot of courage. And I think you will really do wonders. And all my best wishes. So I had written a poem long back. It's called Within Her Lies Endless Happiness. So it is actually a poem where I celebrate women. So let me just read it out. Her humble and creative soul teaches her to be a fighter. She is a dreamer. Life's dreams do not surrender. She works day and night, plays the role of a daughter, sister, a wife, and a mother. She slogs day and night to prove herself right. She, she times herself to a clock, adjusts against all odds, accepts every challenge that comes her way, chases her dreams up the mountains, scales the heights, makes 100 attempts to rectify her mistakes before going down the slopes. She holds on to her guts when pushed to the fence. A voice whispers, "Come on, fight." Who says it's a man's world? She learns to take the wheel, holds on to it tight. When she is alone, she takes a trip down all the humiliation, embarrassment, and chagrin she suffered, takes refuge in the darkest corner of her heart, a place where she feels most secured, far from the shining light. It's a tranquil space. Find space, peace within her Buddha's arms, a moment of introspection, a moment to understand her highs and lows, her thoughts, pleasures, and hopes. She keeps them all sealed amidst the mountains, rivers, and streams. She is my woman of substance who lacks no grace. Within her lies endless happiness. She is her own beauty and grace. Within her lies her endless happiness. Thank you so much.
Lovely. Thank you so much, Nandini. Uh, we have with us also, I can see the Vice President of SAARC Business Council India. And Shravanti, I can see you've joined in. Would you like to share a few words with us? Shravanti, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can.
Yeah. Well, I'm in a crowded place, so I'm not putting the video on. But,
Mhm.
anyways, it was very nice to hear all of you ladies, and a very happy Women's Day to all of you. And very inspiring stories, very inspiring. And this poem itself says it all about the women, how challenges are in front of us and how we tackle it. So keep the flag going high. All the best.
Thank you, Shavanti, for this short and lovely speech. Uh, Raj Nandini, a member of our council, and she's an entrepreneur herself. Raj, would you like to share a few words with us today? Raj, can you hear me? I can she's logged on, but anyway, never mind. Um, Preeti had joined in, but can I see, is Dr. Preeti still on? Or yeah, Preeti, can you hear me? Preeti has also logged in.
Yes, I can.
Yeah. Could you share? Preeti belongs to Mother's Army, which is another wing of WICCI, and she's the Kolkata president for Mother's Army. Preeti, can you introduce yourself? She also has an interesting career. Preeti, introduce yourself and say a few words for today being a special day for us.
Okay, so first and foremost, I'm traveling, so probably I won't be able to, switch on my camera. But yes, my name is Dr. Preeti Das. I'm a neurovirologist, and I am actually now in Newcastle University as BMLT HOD. I also work as a model. So yeah, this is what. Today is a great day for all of us, all women, and I feel like we say behind every successful men there is women or something like that. So I feel it's vice versa as well. So yeah, and I'm happy to be a part of this organization where a lot of women are doing a lot of work, and I think in future also we both will work together, men and women. So if there's nothing special. I feel both of us we are special. Only then we can bring equality. The way we are celebrating Women's Day, we should celebrate Men's Day as well. So that's what I feel. Thank you so much for the wonderful opportunity and all the wonderful souls who are present here. Thank you.
Thank you, Preeti. Well, before we wrap it up, Shumona, your mom is still with us from the very beginning. So, ma'am, would you like to, share your thoughts with us today?
If I can, I'm so sorry. My mother had a call at 5 o'clock, so right now it's my dad listening. So I'm very sorry. But she was here. She was here.
Okay, okay. So never mind, sir. But yeah, you've been supporting two of these lovely ladies. So congratulations to you too for supporting us, and thank you for being with us, the women. And we hope more men like you support us so that we can move forward in our journey. Thank you so much. And anything else anyone wants to say before we wrap it all up? Because I'm so happy we've had this lovely session this evening today on this special day where we celebrate us being us. Actually, this is the only day we celebrate us being us. So any more words? Anyone wants to chip in anything before we wrap it up finally? So the final wrapping words, I think Shumana can give it to us today. Shumana, can you wrap it us for us?
Um, Thank you. I'm going to try. What makes me really happy is that even when a lot of people say, well, yet another Women's Day discussion, but I know that we all realize that how important this is, because everything starts with the discussion, and then the point comes of accelerating action. So as happy as I am with the theme of this year's International Women's Day, I'm even happier with the kind of events, especially this one that we participated in. Thank you so much, Sharmista ma'am, for organizing this, for having Indrani and I here today. And thanks for everyone who listened to us and who shared your stories with us. It was really nice listening to all of you. And I personally hope that every single day I enjoy being a woman, living as a woman. And if I can try even to help one other woman, that will be a big, big success for me. So thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you all, ladies, for joining in today. And I shall wrap it up by saying more power to us. Let us all move forward and, rise up together. Thank you all so much.
Thank you so
so
much.
much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.